Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Hako episode number 6 reaction. So the previous episode, we had the match and Taiki won. But he won that match, but the other matches he wasn't able to be the total winner. But still, that was the whole thing that she's going to take him out to the aquarium. And yeah, that happened. They went to the aquarium. They had a good time. And but the main thing was that in the end, Hina kind of sees, her going inside Taiki's place, and she got to know that through like that in that weird way. So even if even if obviously she likes Taiki, that's why she probably felt hurt over there. But even if she didn't like Taiki, I feel like that was a bit because she would now think like, oh, like he considers me my friend, he never told me this, like that kind of thing. So yeah, it's a bit, but let's see what happens, whether she brings this up to Taiki or not, whether she keeps quiet. Yeah, let us see. Let's begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, wait a minute. Yep. Oh, I guess Hina also didn't know where Taiki lived. Yep. Yeah, she's going to leave. Yeah. Yeah, but the phone is. Ah, that's a bit of a pickle. Bruh. Potato. Well, you know what? I'm glad that this is not dragging out. She just confronted them about it. Like, oh, what the hell is this? Instead of this whole thing dragging on for 3 episodes. Oh boy. I feel like she would have went home if she didn't have the phone. Like, yeah, but then she was like, nah, man, like, her phone is with me, and she'd probably be concerned, worried, and everything. So, I better confront them here and now. Okay. Wish me luck. Yep, there you go. Yeah, I didn't tell you this. Yep. What is that his punishment? That's his punishment. 5 hours like that? Yeah. Nah, man, 5 hours is a bit, you know. Wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yes, bump. Oh, yep. She is pretty rattled with about this. Oh, it's just gymnastics. Okay. Yeah, she's called the star of this, like. Hmm. Oh, because butterfly Chono. That's interesting. Her name is literally Chono Hina, which means Hina of the butterfly or something like that. Hmm. Also, she's like, I guess she's practicing here so that nobody sees her. Hmm. Oh, there he is. She's patching her. Oh, is she going to notice the leg band? Oh, she's not. She noticed it. Yep. Hmm. Well, yeah. Hmm. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, he does. I've never seen her having like, like friends, and like she's quite cheerful and everything. Like everyone like idolizes her, but I guess that probably makes her more. detached from like actual friends. Like everyone just keeps her on a pedestal. Oh, yo, calm down. Hmm. Yeah, usually she's like that. Yo. Well, that is, I guess that is kind of like the whole situation. Oh, yeah. Damn, she's taking this hard. What the? What? Hmm. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Fantastic. This is one of those things. Oh, you're as expected of the daughter of this and this. Damn. Oh, there he is. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Damn. Yeah, I guess she's doing rhythmic gymnastics. You need to be this flexible. Oh, she's doing it well now? Yeah, okay. Nice. Oh, who? What the? Oh no! Oh, no! 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 Her leg! Oh! Oh God! She injured it probably. Yeah. Oh no! Yeah, it's gonna mess up. No. I think you need to go to the infirmary as soon as possible, and I don't know, ice that place. Yeah. No, I don't think so. Why she's just sitting like that? You better. Mm. Yeah. Oh boy. Like. Yeah, the thing is, like, we've been seeing this. She's not really addressing. Like, she was like, oh, like, just crying and everything, and she's like, oh no, everything is fine. But she's not trying to accept the fact that she might like him. Okay, thank God, nothing is like right. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Yep. Oh, he represented Japan. What? Who? Oh no, she's talking about. Even I thought she's talking. Good lord. Bruh. Yeah. The judge. Yeah. Natural born fighter. Oh. Mm. She's like, yeah, you're the one saying that to me? Damn. The nurse is like, yeah. He was just doodling on the. Uh, mm. Wow. Oh, nice. Wait, so she won the gold? First place. Nice. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. He's like, bruh. Yeah. Yeah. You'll have to. Oh. Oh. Yeah. First in the yeah, prefectural nationals. Well. Oh yeah, she said the same thing. Yep. Yeah, because she remembers the conversation in the clinic. And also another thing, she thought at the beginning that he, hmm, she also thought at the beginning that Taiki's trying to, like, Taiki's trying to impress her or something. That's why she was keeping her distance. But then, like, Taiki told her that no, nothing's just, But now she's again thinking of the same thing. Okay. Okay. And that was today's episode. All right. So today's episode was focused on Hina. and we got to see her feelings, what she's thinking about the whole situation with Taiki and Chinatsu, her own troubles, not only the whole thing with Taiki, but also the fact that so many people have so much expectations of her, people comparing her to her father and being like, oh, you're this person's daughter, obviously you're going to be, like you're going to be someone really very talented, and these expectations as just as burden on top of her, and also the fact that she kind of what can I say, like she kind of feels a little bit like distanced from Taiki after realizing that, oh, like she like he and Chinatsu, both of them are going for the same, in the same goal, they have the whole band as well, and like these type of things, she's thinking that, and she's like, oh, like yeah, like I don't have you know anyone like that, and she, up until now, she probably, I guess you could say, didn't think about this thing at all, but now that she's realizing that, and I guess, like this is also another thing, like I thought, up not up until now, but I think up until the previous episode, that she realized her feelings for Taiki and she's keeping it suppressed. But the thing is, she never realized it up until, or I guess she realized it in today's episode, but she never really admitted it because she knows that if she admits it, that'll be, yeah, she'll not be able to get back out from that. That's why she was like, there was a section in today's episode, she was like, oh, don't notice it or don't admit it or something like that, she says to herself. But yeah, but also the fact that there's someone else going in the same direction as Taiki, in the same like location, and they share like a, as she was saying, like like when they are troubled or when they feel down because they're not able to perform properly, they probably think of the other person and focus on their goal. That helps them focus on their goal. While she's like, yeah, like she's like, I'm alone, and that was also another thing that was bothering her, you could say. All in all, yeah, everything kind of accumulated, and yeah, but the thing is, the impressive thing is that it did accumulate and it did kind of mess her up a little bit, her practice and everything, but then she actually she actually like bounced back without any kind of like like anything, or without like talking to Taiki or doing anything like that. She actually was able to bounce back. The problem struck when she fell, or almost fell and hurt her ankles. um that is when the problem struck, because Taiki came in and he was like, oh, come, let's go. And she again started thinking about that. So up until now, she was just, I guess you could say, trying to not think about the situation, and that's why she bounced back again. But now, like when Taiki came in contact with her, she was like, oh, like she was feeling bad again. But good for her that she actually talked to him about it, in the end. Obviously, she didn't say everything, or she kind of, in a cryptic way, she tried to explain the situation to him. She was like, oh, there's this judge who's very, like who favoritizes a certain a certain contestant, and gives her all the points. And Taki's like, that is very bad, like that is not okay. But in the end, in that cryptic manner, she explained her problem to Taiki, and Taiki gave her a solution. He was like, yeah, but that's not going to make you back down, will it? Um, yeah. In the end, she is like, okay, you know what? It's fine. Like I've still not given up. And Taiki also says, like like I'm sure you're not going to give up even after even after you win the whole thing, win the prefectural, like that thing. You're still not going to give up, even if the judge favoritizes someone. You're not going to give up. You're trying to go beyond that, which made her more confident. And not only you know not only did she perform well in rhythmic gymnastics, but also she got the confidence, or she, I guess, made up her mind that, yeah, even if Taiki likes her or Jinatsu likes him back, yeah, I will try my best. and I will keep going unless and until obviously um, both of them confesses to each other, Chinatsu and Taiki. I guess when Chinatsu will realize her feelings or whatever, or after everything, after going to the nationals and everything, when that will happen. Up until that point, you know, yeah, she still has a chance. Basically that. So that made her more confident, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm going to keep going. Let's see what future has in store." Um, right. So you can see that. Wait, what was his name? Kyo, wasn't it? Taiki's friend. Let me check. How no Hako. His friend's name is Kyo, isn't it? Wait, wait, wait. Yeah, Kyo. Uh, Kyo did say something here, like like you can see that he's like observes everything. So he says something like, okay, now that Chinatsu has bounced, not Chinatsu, sorry, Hina has bounced back, and she is like filled with confidence again, and she has decided to move forward and not think about everything, and like not give up until the very end. I wonder what Chinatsu is going to think, what Chinatsu senpai is going to think after seeing that. And he was right because there was this section where Taiki later on talks to Chinatsu and talks about Hina, and Chinatsu's like, oh, like like they together they kind of look good. And she started thinking about, oh, how it would like how it looks like to other people or to people who knows about her situation that she's living here. Obviously, Hina knows now, so that's why Chinatsu was thinking about that. And she was like, oh, like I'm sorry, like Hina, like, but you'll have to wait a little bit more. At least this is for basketball. Um, yeah. Again, obviously, Chinatsu has no idea. Like, I don't think she likes Taiki in that manner, currently. Um, but like I think like what can I say? Like there is that little bit of a, I guess you could say, budding feeling, which still she hasn't realized, and she'll probably realize it later on, not now. And even after she realizes, I'm pretty sure she will keep quiet because, as we know, Taiki and Chinatsu, both of them are going for the nationals, and just like how Taiki was, oh, I'm not going to confess up until I reach my goal. Chinatsu will probably be the same as well, and she'll also probably think that, okay, unless and until I reach my goal, I'm not going to do anything. And even if she realizes her feelings, which might bloom in the future, again, I don't know, they're the main characters of this show, so I'm assuming it's going to happen someday. So yeah, even when that happens, even when she realizes, yeah, unless and until she reaches her goal, she isn't doing anything. She isn't confessing. And I don't know, I feel like the main theme of this show is obviously like them reaching their goals and going towards their goal. And after they win the, like go to the nationals and everything, I'm pretty sure that's when the story will end. Again, I'm not sure. Like, but nowadays we see like usually back in the days, I remember mangas and animes would be just like, which focused on like romance and stuff. They would just be like, oh, like trying to figure out their feelings and everything up until the very end, and then they confess, and then the manga or the anime would end. I that was very prominent back then. Nowadays, however, you can see there's a increase in mangas and animes which don't really do that. They confess, they like, and everything happens, and then still keeps going. And like, and they show what type of trials and tribulations they have to face after they confess and after they have started going out. So I'm not sure if this manga, this anime is going to go in that direction. If not, if they end it when they reach their goal and they confess to each other, then I guess like we aren't going to have any type of conclusion up until the very end of the whole story. So I think I'm fine either way, but I feel like this show is more kind of um suited to be a type of a show where they reaches their goal and they confess and then it ends, like, I don't know, I feel like that is the whole point of this manga slash anime, like, because it is focused more on the goal of reaching nationals. And and I feel like then it would probably end after that. We won't have the whole, like, after, like, they start going out, what's going to happen, that section I doubt we'll have in this show. Again, I might be completely wrong, who knows, I don't read the manga, I'm not even sure how far ahead the manga is. So I don't think the manga is that far ahead. It is, it is, I feel like it's, wait a minute, it's fairly recent, isn't it? I don't know, Hako, the manga started publishing 2021. Yeah, April 2021 it started. It's fairly recent, like, so yeah. Anyways, excuse me. Right, so that was, yeah, that was like today's episode. A few things to discuss here. First and foremost, one thing I appreciated is the fact that Hina immediately confronted them about it. Like, she didn't even wait up until the next day. She was just like, "Oh, what the hell are you two doing there?" In front of their house. Now, I feel like she would have probably, like, extended it to the next day. Like, she wouldn't have confronted them and there, them then and there. However, she did that because of the phone. Like, like, she was going to go back. She was like, "Oh, I'm going to ask Taiki tomorrow." Probably, like, personally she was going to ask him, but then she realized she had her phone, and obviously, like, Chinasu would be very concerned and very troubled, and and I guess the fact, like, if Chinatsu is definitely going to contact the clinic, and the clinic person, people would probably be like, "Oh, your friend took it and she said she's going to return it to you," and like, it's like it's going to get overly complicated. And also the fact that, like, your phone is literally, like, so important to us nowadays. Like, it's literally like a place where you have so much personal information and everything. Yeah, it's a headache. If you lose a phone, it's a freaking headache. So, she didn't want to make her go through all of that. That's why she decided to confront them then and there. And she, like, if it was not for the phone, she probably would have waited for the next day. Either way, it's good that they did that, and she, like, talked to Taiki, and Taiki, like, said, like, "I'm sorry, I didn't want to mention this because, we all know, like, Chinasu's popularity, and if she gets to if this information goes out, how everyone will ask her about it, and it'll, like, mess her up, mess her whole practice and everything." But obviously Hina was like, "But come on, aren't we friends? Like, you would have told me the whole situation. Like, I wouldn't go around telling everybody, like, if it is really so important." So that's why she gave her that punishment. But anyways, and that was the other thing I wanted to discuss about. I'm glad that they just confronted them then and there. And also another thing that really, I guess you could say, impressed me or surprised me is, like I said, that Hina was actually able to bounce back on her own. She didn't, like, momentarily she was able to, like, she didn't even talk to Taiki about it. She did nothing. She just bounced back on her own, and she was, like, messing up and everything, but then she was like, "No, you know what, I will do it." And she did it. She did bounce back, and then the whole injury happened, so then that's that. Okay, another thing, the whole expectations. So you can see Hina has a lot of things going on. First and foremost, people expect great things from her because, apparently she's this person's daughter, so she's automatically supposed to be as good as that person. Typical expectations put on you by your friends, family, and your relatives. Like, "Oh, you are this person's brother, sister, daughter, son. Yeah, you must be as great as them. We expect great things from you." This type of thing, without even thinking how that might feel for that person. Like, the amount of expectations, the amount of like, burden that puts on that particular person. And it's even worse if that particular person is not as talented as the other person, as they say so. Then they compare the like, and it's even worse if you have a sibling. They'll compare you to your sibling and be like, "Oh, look at this. Your big brother is like, so amazing. Why are you like this? This type of thing. Oh my god. But yeah, as we see, and that's also why we can see Hina um practices whenever she messes up and everything. She practices in somewhere isolated. She doesn't want other people to see her, I guess you could say, practice, because obviously that will make them probably concerned, and they'll be like, oh, is, like because of their high amount of expectations, they think of like Hina as some kind of superhuman being or something, always perfect, always amazing, that kind of thing. So if she shows other people practicing or her vulnerable side, that will make them more concerned, and then that'll, she doesn't want that to happen. She doesn't want other people to be concerned on her behalf and hound her with like questions and everything. So she, I guess she practices alone. You saw she was practicing on, like, the stairs over there, and then like in an isolated place she always practices. Yeah, and then she's always perfect on the main stage. Um, yeah. Yeah. So that is the other thing. What else? Yeah, those two were the things I wanted to talk about. Anything else? No, nothing else. Because after that, the rest of the stuff that happens is Taiki kind of gives her advice, and she asks Taiki in a roundabout way as to, you know, the situation with her and her feelings. And in the end, she asks Taiki to tell her good luck, and then she bounced back. And now she's like, yeah, I'm not going to give up until the very end. Okay. Yeah, and that was today's episode. Good episode. Okay, so that was that. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. Uh, okay, so the very first scene, you can see, obviously, we continue from that where she sees Taiki and Chinatsu in the same place, which also answers a lot of questions for her, as she says, like, oh, now I understand why they're so close to each other and everything. And she was going to leave, but then she looks at the phone and she's like, yeah, I need to give this to Chinatsu senpai back. So I cannot really leave now. So she just confronts them. She's like, hey, what are you doing there? Why are you two together? Oh my god. It's like, how is Aime's, like, heroine going out with a potato like this? Going to the same place, living in the same place as a potato like this? Yeah. And then, Taki tells her about it, and she is like, okay, I understand, but I'm sad that you never told me this. I thought we were good friends. And she gives him the punishment to, in the wait, what's that position called? Seiza. Is it called Seiza? Seiza, the when you tuck your, like legs back, like that he was sitting. It was Seiza, wasn't it? Wait a minute. Seiza. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Seiza. Yep. So, first and foremost, like, that hurts, like you're sitting like that, unless until you are, I guess, you know, or you are used to it. It actually hurts. But I'm assuming, since it's Taiki, he probably does a lot of flexibility training and everything, and he's very, he's athletic. We've seen that, so I think it wasn't really that much of a big deal. But not only that, she put so many books on top of that, and I was trying to see if there's some kind of reference on these. These are mangas, aren't they? Yeah, Jump. Is there some kind of references on the, but I couldn't find any reference, or I don't know these references, these mangas. Anyways, but yeah, she put all of that on top, and she said like 5 hours. That is insane. That is actually insane. Good lord. Um, but yeah, there you go. That was the punishment, and she's like, "You're gonna sit here like this," and yeah. Then she goes back home, and she was like, yeah, like, like that's why they are closed now. It makes sense now. Everything makes sense. And she's feeling a little bit down. Next day, she's messing up in her practice, a little bit, you know. And everyone's like, oh, what happened? And she's like, that's fine. I just, like, I was just watching this late night drama, and I got a little bit sleep deprived. Mm, and okay, so I just realized something. As she said, her name is Chono Hina. So wait, does Hina has any kind of meaning? What does Hina mean? Like Cho is butterfly, uh, Hina is sunlight. No, wait a minute. Light, sun, or greenery. That is Hina. Okay, so her name is Cho no Hina. Cho is butterfly. No is like way to connect the words. So Cho no Hina. So Hina of no butterfly of Hina. So butterfly of greenery is butterfly of the light. I guess that's the name, like the meaning of her name. That's interesting because like I never thought about it like that. Like Cho no Hina. You can, if you break it up, not Cho no, but Cho no Hina. If you break it up like that, I guess that's how it means, because no is like off. It connects the two words. So Cho is butterfly and Hina, light, sun, or greenery. So it means the butterfly of greenery, or the butterfly of light, or the butterfly of something like that. Wow, that's a very elegant name. Yeah, and she's like, I'm going to dance beautifully like the butterfly, you know. And I wonder if her parents gave her the name thinking, because her father is one of has gone to the nationals. I'm assuming in the same field, like rhythmic gymnastics. So I wonder if her parents were like, you know what, she's going to be just like us. She's going to dance like the butterfly. So let's give her name Chono. You know. No, wait, Chono is their last name, isn't it? Or wait, or is Hina her last name? Oh, then that's different, I guess. Oh, I think Hina is her first name. Chono is probably their last name. Okay, never mind. Yeah, obviously the last name you cannot really change. But yeah, either way, so she then goes and practices. You can see alone, and she's still messing up. And you can see, like it's like a cycle. She's kind of concerned about the day when she's going to do all of this, and she's kind of concerned about the fact that she's messing up now. So she's like, what's going to happen on that day? And her thinking about Taiki is also messing that up. So it's like a cycle. He's thinking about Taiki and the situation with Chinatsu. That is making her mess up, and that in turn is making her concerned about the fact that if she messes up, she's going to mess up on that day as well. And it's like a cycle again. And she's just she just doesn't know what to do in this situation, and she's all alone. The situation gets even worse when she comes down and she sees Taiki, and Taiki was like kind of like fixing up his toes. Something happened to his toes, and she notices the band. She asks him about it, and he's like, oh, it's from Chinatsu senpai. We're going towards the same goal. And that's why this makes the situation even worse, and she starts even more getting more, I guess, absent-minded, because she's now thinking about this band that she gave it to him. Now you can see throughout this whole episode, she never ever admits that, oh, I like him or something like that. She never admits that. But there was a section you can see where she says that I need to make sure I don't notice it, because she knows as soon as she notices it, or as soon as she admits to herself, yeah, then that is it. She's going to get even more into depression. She knows that, and she's deliberately not trying to think about it, and kind of trying to detach herself from the realization that she likes him. Um, right, and now she's like, oh, they have this whole band thing which signifies their connection. So now she's thinking like, oh, I wonder when they are feeling low about their practice, their situation, they probably think of each other and think of the goal that they're pursuing, the common goal. And that is what like encourages themselves, and they can encourage each other in that way, even while they are not really talking to each other. um, and I guess she probably puts herself in the same situation as well, realizing that she doesn't have anyone, or she doesn't have any kind of connection like that to Taiki. Because she's also trying to go for I don't really know. I think she's also trying to go for the nationals, but um she's thinking like, yeah. And especially in this situation where she's thinking so much about, uh, the whole practice and everything, and she's feeling down about it. It is highlighted, like, she's like, oh, like, if this type of situation happens with either of them, they'll probably think of each other and get encouraged, while she's here just on her lonesome, that kind of thing. um okay, so, and then, she starts kind of, like, crying a little bit, and she never admits to herself. She's like, it's fine, I'll fight my battles on my own. You can see she then practices, outside and everything. She keeps her practice going, and then she actually, um oh no, wait, no. Okay, no, she messes up again. Okay, she messes up again, and this time she's like actually like dropping the thing from her hand, and everyone's concerned. Everyone's like, oh, are you okay and everything. And Taiki tries to talk to her, but she kind of ignores him, which makes Taiki and Kyo concerned. Obviously, Kyo, I'm pretty sure Kyo understood what was going on, but Taiki didn't understand. So he was like, oh, what happened to her? You know, usually she would ask for 3,000 yen just for me talking to her. She just doesn't say anything, you know. Anyways, all that aside, she is taking this very, I guess, like in a very heavy manner, and she's not really, yeah, she's not, her whole attention isn't really in the practice. She's constantly thinking about the situation, and it's making her practice even worse. Uh, then she goes to the vending machine, and this is where she meets the principal. Is this a principal? I don't know who this is. Anyways, I think principal, vice principal. Okay, she meets the vice principal, and he's like, oh, I saw you interview in the paper, and not only are you really good at gymnastics, you're also good at, talking, like, that's fantastic. And he's like praising her and everything, and then, everything was all well and good, and then he suddenly dropped that one line. He's like, oh, as expected of, this person, her dad, this person's daughter. I'm like, bruh, yeah, you had to say that. What? Okay, so, and you can see Hina's getting just burdened by all of these expectations and everything. And then she goes, she's like, okay, it's fine, everything is fine. And she's constantly thinking about Taiki and that band. And she tries to go in, and she sees Taiki, like, like giving his all, which makes her even more, sad, depressed. She goes outside, and this is where she's like, you know what, it's fine, like, I'll do this alone. And she actually does it alone. She actually does it. She continues her practice. She, probably detaches herself completely from this whole situation, just like how we saw Taiki do it before, while going against, um Haryu senpai, yeah, going against Haryu senpai. He never thought about Chinatsu, because even though he was concerned about Chinatsu and him, like, liking each other or whatever, when he was doing the badminton, he was on the field practicing against him. None of that was getting into his head. He was just focusing on the game. And I guess in a way, similar way, Hina also did the same thing here. He detached herself from the whole thing, practiced hard, and she was back to her normal form, or almost her normal form. Still something that were kind of messing with her head, but she's more or less, again, very much, doing it very much well, doing her practice very much well. Everyone is relieved. They're like, okay, thank God, like, she's fine again. So this is where disaster strikes. She falls down by bumping into another person, and, kind of hurts her leg, her ankle. And yeah, and usually, like, if you fall like that, there's a huge amount of time, a lot of the time, it might actually result in injury, because, falling like that is a bit, yeah, it's extremely painful. And, you know so, anyways, she is now even more concerned. She's like, oh no, if this becomes an injury, what's going to happen? I won't be able to participate in everything. Thankfully, Taiki comes in, and Taiki's like, everything's fine, like, come on if you need help. let's go to the infirmary, let's get that injury treated. But Hina's thinking about how it would look like, so she tells Taiki that like it's fine, I can alone go. What will Chinatsu senpai think about it? At which Taiki's like, come on, like like at this moment in this situation, you know, like you should think about yourself more instead of worrying about everyone else. So you can be selfish in this type of situation, and you can put you not selfish, but you can put yourself you can prioritize yourself, especially in a situation like this. Then they take her to the infirmary, and you can see Hina was able to kind of detach her mind from Taiki, but now again it's just back to square one. And I think this is where she says, like, I don't want this, I don't want to notice. There you go. Yeah, this part where you can see she's clearly trying hard not to realize her feelings for Taiki, and which obviously is kind of a paradox in itself. Like, she's trying actively not to realize her feelings, which kind of means she does realize her feelings, but and then again, she hasn't admitted to it. That kind of thing. So mentally that helps. Right. Like, there's like two things you can do: either accept it or try to just not notice it. Both works, but obviously accepting something, realizing something, and then accepting it and moving forward is something that is more beneficial to you. you know so up until now she was doing the more not trying to notice it thing, but then after that I guess she kind of accepted it. When Taiki says, like, you're someone who's never going to give up, she accepted it, and she decided to move past that, which is, I guess you could say, more helpful and healthier mentally. Instead of just keeping yourself in the dark and trying not to notice something, you notice something, accept it, and move forward. um, okay, then the nurse says, like, it's fine, like, it's not really that much of an injury, everything will be okay, it's just bruised, the pain should recede in a few minutes. Like, it's like, bruh, give me back my concern. Yeah. Anyways, Hina's like, come on, like, like, I have a lot on my plate. And Taika's like, okay, tell me, I can act as your counselor. And she tells him everything. Obviously, she doesn't tell him about the situation with Taiki and Chinatsu, but she talks about everything else, about everyone's expectations, how everyone is like, oh, your father is this amazing, so you must be as amazing as him as well, that kind of thing. And she's like, what the hell, like, like, why my father? Like what? Like, like, I'm doing the thing here, like, why are you comparing me to someone else? Anyways, all that she kind of, like, told Taiki, and then in a very clever way she also explained her own situation with Taiki to him in a roundabout way. She was like, oh, there's this judge who favors someone else. And she gives me that judge gives me lower marks, and Taiki's like, oh, that's not okay. you know but either way, Taiki gives her advice. Taiki's like, but you're a natural born fighter, you're not going to give up, are you? Which makes Hina realize that, yeah, he's right. So, she says, like, what? Like, yeah, even though there's a lot of things that you should run away from, you are right. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to run away from this. So, she gets a little bit of a closure about this. And then when they are off, she asks Taiki to tell her good luck, and Taiki tells her good luck, and she is happy again. And then she became first in the prefectures, the qualifiers, yeah, prefectural qualifiers, right? And now, later you can see when Taiki talks to Hina's like, oh, like, I'm not over, it's not over yet, I'm going to keep going on forward from here onwards, even after winning this, getting first in this, I'm not going to stop, I'm going to become the best in the nationals as well. So keep watching me. Again, double meaning. Obviously, she's not only talking about the nationals, she's also talking about the whole situation with Chinatsu and Taiki, and the fact that she's not going to give up on that department as well. Yeah. And then later on we get to see when Taiki goes back home, he talks to Chinatsu and he tells Chinatsu about the situation with Hina, and he's like, oh, like that rhythmic gymnastics, you know, fangirl. I think she says that, yeah, fangirl. Um, and Chinatsu realizes that damn, like she literally said the same thing about him as well. And Chinatsu's like, oh, like they're probably they actually are pretty good with each other, their chemistry and everything. And that's when Chinatsu starts thinking about the fact that how this seems like to someone else, because she's living here, but then she apologizes to Hina in her head, and she's like, I'm sorry, but for basketball, I have to do this. And, yeah, for 1 more year, 1 or 2 more years, this is going to continue. So I apologize on that department. And that's where it ended. So, there you go. That was today's episode. Good episode. Hina got her, I guess you could say, she came to a conclusion with her own feelings, and she's now decided to keep moving forward. And yeah, because it's not over yet. Basically, like even though Chinatsu and Taiki like each other, who knows what what is there in the future? But then again, this is ain't no way that's going to happen. It's obviously going to end with Chinatsu and Taiki, because this is a that's what happens in anime and manga. Obviously, the main two gets together, but still, for her, it's not over yet. That's where it ended. Great episode. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. This was my reaction to episode number 6 of Hako. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Hako. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.